What up, though? Welcome back to Walking Atlanta. It's your boy November. I am here with super engineer producer Mayhem. You guys probably haven't heard of him, but he is one of our not spoken of as much as he should have been. But now he's about to get the exposure he needs.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. So, how long have you been in Atlanta? Are you native to Atlanta?
I mean, I wasn't born in Atlanta, but I've been here since I was 7, so it's like I couldn't claim anywhere else. I don't even know anything about where I came. Yeah, I'm from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I grew up on the north side. I'm from Gwinnett County. I call it Zone 7. You know what I'm saying? It's the hidden zone. They don't know about Zone 7. But yeah, I don't know. I ain't born, but I'm raised in Atlanta.
Okay. I'm from Detroit. I've been here since like 2023.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I rock with ATL though. You know what I'm saying?
I like Detroit. I've been up there. I played in Pontiac a bunch actually.
Oh yeah, Yaktown.
Yeah.
I call it Yaktown. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So getting back to you, man, as a producer, how did you get started in making music at all? Like what started that for you?
Man, music been a lifelong passion. I'm not gonna lie. It was 8 years old. I fell in love with the guitar. We were at a little family function. Somebody had a guitar, and I was begging my parents, please get me a guitar, please. They didn't believe me. Month later, I'm still begging their ass, and they're like, all right, we're going to get you that guitar. So they actually got me that guitar from that little kickback. Like, Buddy didn't really want his guitar like that, so they ended up getting the guitar, and I played that motherfucker till I played that motherfucker till my hands bled, like, every day. It's just discipline, you know what I'm saying? And I just locked in, played the guitar. Then, boom, one of my neighbors started making beats on a little program called Impulse Tracker, and it's some old school ass, like, original production software type shit. But I got into that, and that's really how my production career started. So I just started making beats in that, still playing guitar, just still like musical in all aspects that I could be. And eventually, yeah, I picked up the turntables so I could start playing my music for people, and I put my 10,000.
So you DJ?
Yeah, no, I DJ too. That's why I was in Pontiac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Detroit, I mean, I went to Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo. I was all over.
Oh yeah.
But no, I DJ'd all over the world doing EDM stuff mostly. I mean, I do some rap stuff here and there too. Like that's just a thing for me coming from Atlanta, and I always folded all the rap stuff, the influence that I took from that into my music. But I was doing the DJ thing from like 17 on, and just I got to travel in the world doing that for real. And then boom, eventually it brings me back home to Atlanta, and I've just been locking in, making beats, recording, learning the engineer side of things, just trying to add some more notches to my belt.
So like through the creation process, what you start to create kind of affirms the fact that you're on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like what point in your journey did you hit where you was like, I'm doing something I love and this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
I mean, I feel like the moment or the affirmation, it wasn't so much of a moment because I just always knew that like music was going to be my life. You know what I'm saying? Like since I was a little kid, like I played sports. I grew up in a sports household, so that got me my discipline. But just like I always loved playing sports, but like at a point, music really started like being the thing for me, and I just knew that. And it's like I got into the guitar. I like feel like I accomplished what I wanted to do with it. I was able to play and articulate, and like I became obsessed with that. When I started doing the production, I became obsessed with that too. I was staying up all night, sleeping in late. It's showing up late to school because I was locked in all night, 11, 12, 13 years old, just cooking up all night and just figuring out like how to articulate ultimately. And I feel like it took me a long time to actually articulate the thoughts in my head into sound, but it just, I don't know. I mean, as far as like an outside affirmation though, is something that like, or something that really just kind of made me feel like I'm on the right path for real, is probably like the day that I got the call from Waka Flocka, because I had sampled him and this song was going crazy on SoundCloud, and DJs started playing it.
What song was it?
It's called Brick Squad Anthem.
Oh yeah.
So like I sampled Waka, and it was just a full circle moment because all of a sudden one day I get a phone call from some number I don't know, and I pick up, and I remember where I was at. I was right over there. I was right over by the belt line. The belt line wasn't even built yet, I don't even think, but I was right over there by the belt line, and like I got the call, and I was at a hair salon. I was getting my hair cut or something. And I stepped outside. I take the call. I don't even know who it was, and it's Waka, and he's like, "Yo, it's Waka. I heard that song you did." that shit's hard as fuck, bro. And he's like, we got a link. And I was like, hell yeah. He's like, where are you from? Or where are you at? He asked me where I was located. I was like, I'm in Atlanta. He's like, what the fuck? You been in Atlanta this whole time? I'm like, why do you think I did what I did, bro? Like, it's because I'm like from here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sampled that shit because it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm on. That's what I grew up on. Like, I seen this shit come from fucking Kilo Ali to all the way to Baby Kia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I grew up here. I grew here, and just, you know, it's just natural for me to want to, if I'm going to grab something around me to like pull in my influence, it's like Waka, Gucci, T.I., that whole trap music era. I love that. Like, that's like ingrained in me. So to get that call from somebody that like I sampled and was inspired by, and for them to hit me and be like, hey man, I'm inspired by your inspiration, by what I inspired, you know what I'm saying? It was just a full circle moment that it was like, damn, I'm really doing like exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And so from that point forward, like, it just gave me, it was that affirmation. It put the battery in my back. I already had the battery, or I wouldn't have been to that point anyways, but like, it put a new battery in my back that was like, damn, not only can like I do this shit like and make music that people enjoy and like want to play and want to whatever, you know what I'm saying, but also like to have that type of reach to reconnect with the source of my inspiration, like that, like it blew my mind at that point. I was like, this shit's getting so big, I can't believe it. Like, it's crazy. So I ended up going on tour with him. We ended up making music together, you know what I'm saying, and just like still got a relationship to this day. And it was just big for me. But like, I gotta say, like, none of that would have happened if it wasn't for my partner Cello. Cello was his security, and I say was because unfortunately he passed away a couple years ago. But
RP.
Cello was the guy. He played the song for Waka, and Waka didn't like it at first. But then they were out at the club, and the song got dropped. They were in Switzerland, he said, and somebody dropped the song in the club, and it went crazy. And Waka was like, what the fuck is this? And Cello's like, bro, that's the song I've been telling you about. I'm telling you got to get on this EDM shit. And he was like, what the fuck? So that. It was just crazy like that. So shout out Cello, man. Long live his name. But damn, like, it was just a full circle moment. You know what I'm saying? So it just, that was one real thing that was like, it made me realize that like my reach is way bigger than I ever thought it could have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I believe in my potential and shit like that. But like, at that moment when it came back to me, it was like, that was fucking crazy. Like, that was one of those moments that was like, damn, I can't believe this shit just came full circle. So it's moments like that, you know what I'm saying, like, defined me. A lot of people know me. Mayhem, if they have heard of me, like, they know Brick Squad Anthem. You know what I'm saying? I get on live now, and I dropped that song in 2012. 13 years later, I get on live, and people are like, you the same Mayhem that made Brick Squad Anthem? It's crazy. So, like, that was a big one for me. That was a big moment for me in my career in general. Yeah,
so when I think that a lot of people now, they try to create something and they want it to like pop overnight. And of course that's not reality. That's not how stuff works. What level of work ethic were you putting in before that even happened? Because I feel like things bubble up. You know what I'm saying? It comes to a climax after a while to where you get that big break. But it's from work and hours of putting in. How many beats would you say you was making per week before that even happened?
I approached things a lot differently back then when I made music, just because, maybe because of technology, maybe because of knowledge. I'm not sure what it was. And it was like what I was actually trying to go for in a lot of ways, because EDM is very complicated. There's a lot of sounds going on. There's a lot of little things that just happen only once or something like that. There's a lot of detail on that stuff, or at least the way that I was doing it, I put a lot of detail into it. So like a song back then, I might spend 200 hours on a song. Like, for real, like, I'm not even lying. Like, I would literally work weeks and weeks and weeks on the song and the arrangement and the sound design, all that stuff, only to then spend weeks and weeks and weeks mixing and mastering and getting it as loud as I can and sounding right, you know what I'm saying? So that when it does drop, it sounds polished and everything's everything. So,
so for you, it wasn't quantity, it was quality.
Well, yeah, it was at a point, because at first it was like, I'm just going through the motions to like really learn how to do something, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's with anything. It's like, you got to get the mechanics down, you know what I'm saying? And like, you can go shoot the ball all day, but once you get sat down with the instructor who shows you how to do proper mechanics, your shooting mechanics, like sports were huge for me. So that's a big thing. I always relate everything to sports because I grew up in a sports household, playing every sport. I played basketball, soccer, football, baseball, like I did them all. So it was like, I'm very competitive in that way too. So like, that's a part of the competitive spirit. It's like, well, if y'all are doing 80%, I'm trying to do 90. Y'all are doing 90%. I'm trying to do 95. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. I feel like if you put that extra effort in, you're gonna get back what you put in. But now I don't so much subscribe to that because I feel like looking back, some of my biggest things are the things I spent the least amount of time on. And a lot of artists will tell you that. Like, their biggest, best hit that everyone loves, they're like, that was on some ho-hum shit. That wasn't even the song that, like, I thought was going to go, or the song that I put my all into. It's just some shit I just made on some cool shit. But, like
what's my man who was locked up, Bobby Shmurda? Well, he made that, like, on a weekend. Like, he just made that at the local studio.
Yeah.
In somebody's house, in the living room or whatever. So
it's crazy.
So when it comes to that Brick Squad song, how long did it take you to make that one in particular?
I mean, that song, I was out in San Francisco for like a week when we made that song. When I went out there, we went to finish up another song that we had made, but we really made that one that week. So, like, I would say, honestly, the majority of the song was done within like 2 to 4 hours or something like that. And the rest of the time was just adding little nuance and shit like that. But the other thing about it was, like, it was all by accident too. Like, the way that the song came together, like, we're going through samples and we find the sample that said Brick Squad, and it was hard. And Buddy put it in the session, but when he did that, it accidentally looped. And he was about to delete it, and I was like, no, hold on, I hear something. And, like, I took the vocal that was getting looped and I put a filter on it, and I'm drawing in the little filter automation because I heard it doing something very particular. So I'm just making it, like, do this little triplet thing. And once I did that, it was over with. Like, it was like, oh my God, we just cracked the code or something. Like, we just did some totally new shit. But I'm taking inspiration from Atlanta, so it had some 808, some drum rolls in there. But then I'm also in the EDM world. I was making, like, dubstep, I guess, at that point. But, like, I'm taking sounds from, like, house music, not dubstep. I was taking more house music sounds, mixing those in there, mixing the 808s.
But what year was this? This was way before dubstep really cracked for real.
I mean, dubstep was, I guess for me, is different because I was following dubstep since 2006. But
okay.
But it was like 2011, the end of 2011 or so. Like, I don't know, it might have been 2012. I might have my timeline off. I'm getting old now, but you know what I'm saying? It's like 2012-ish era. Like, I think that we dropped it in 2012, and then we made it right before then too. Like, we didn't wait any time, so it had to be 2012. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It was a while ago. We like I said, with the time, we didn't put in crazy amount of time in it. But the other thing was, the song was really short. Like, all EDM songs were like 4 or 5 minutes long at that point. Like, there were longer songs. This was like 1:50. Like, no one was doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, it just was what it was. Like, we just made it. We had put it out real quick. And before we had put it out, we had, like, kind of sent it around to a couple friends, like DJ friends, and it got into Skrillex's hand. He started playing it. Like, Flux Pavilion, another dubstep guy, he started playing it. Like, these bigger, like, artists that had that had some of the biggest songs in the whole industry started playing this. And this was at a time where, like, dubstep was the sound of EDM. Like, it was the most, not to say the most popular, but it was the most trending sound out of EDM. And so when we came in with the Atlanta sound, and they're calling it trap music, which, you know, we can argue that, we don't have to go on that one, but, like, they're calling it trap, but it's like EDM trap or whatever. But, like, when we came in with that shit, it was like a whole wave came with it, because, like, everybody else was, like, they were on dubstep and it was big, loud, and obnoxious, and this shit had more bass. It was more subtle. It was more minimal compared to it. It had less going on, but it had a lot of energy, and it had all of these different, like, tropes that come from rap music with the drum rolls and the Lex Luger riser and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking cues from all these folks who are making hard ass rap beats. Like, I'm picking up off of them, like, what they're doing, and I'm interpolating it into my version of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know, and it just really started. It caught fire, and once that wave hit, and everybody started doing it. Everybody started putting trap drums in their shit. Everybody started throwing the A's and the what samples in there, and, like, all this stuff that, like, previously before that, it was not in there. So, like, we really set a path and a wave. Like, and I ain't just gonna say it's me. There was a lot of folks around me too, but we just locked in and started pushing that trap sound, and it just took off. It took me all over the world, from Atlanta to Japan to New Zealand, Australia, all over Europe, Russia. Like, all that, like I damn near touched every continent with that sound. And it was all, for me, it was like Atlanta club music. You know what I'm saying? You got Baltimore club, you got Jersey club,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You got all those different sounds, but it's like we didn't have an Atlanta sound. I mean, we have an Atlanta sound, but we didn't have an Atlanta club EDM sound type shit. So I was like, this is going to be ours. You know what I'm saying? We got a little dubstep sound in there. We got a little electro
lot of that was in the
house.
Midwest, right? Like, it was a lot coming out the Midwest. Influencing the EDM scene around that time too, right?
There was definitely folks doing stuff everywhere. Really, like Denver was like a hub for like dubstep particularly, but for dance music in general, they have one of the biggest like fan bases in the whole country. L.A., Denver, you know what I'm saying, and like we're in Atlanta, and I had been like a club DJ, like EDM side, but also I might play some rap shows, I might do this and that. So it's like, I just took all those influences from Atlanta really and put it into that, because that's just me. I just like melting pot type shit. I like the Asian fusion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want the Nashville hot chicken ramen. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. It's just fun to me. Like when it's done right and it's done tastefully, and I feel like it's done by somebody who either you really know Nashville hot chicken or you really know ramen, like something like that. Like that's when it comes out fire. And I feel like for me being homegrown and like growing here and all that, like I knew what to do with it, and I just understood it in a way that like nobody else did. So I'm out playing EDC, dropping Future, dropping Pee Wee Longway, dropping Rich Homie Quan.
Pee Wee Longway.
You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping stuff that is going over folks' head, but like I had to do it. I had to bring Atlanta to the world. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be the ambassador that brought that sound to the masses. And like, so that's what I tried to do. And we just did that as long as we did it, and until it kind of served its purpose, and like until I felt, you know, fulfilled with it, then I moved on to do what I'm doing now.
What do you think about Atlanta sound now?
Man, Atlanta sound is all over the place, because you've got like Baby Kia crash out music, you've got like Childish Gambino making some quarter zip mocha music, you know what I'm saying? Like you got like there's so many like, you know, you got 21 Savage and you got JID, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you can have some stuff that's like for the streets, or you can have some shit that is like poetic and like insanely, you know, versatile type shit. Like there's just so much going. And then you got East Side sound, you got a West Side sound, you got a South Side sound, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, there's just so much to the city, and there's so many producers, there's so many studios, there's just, everything is here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, New York, we took your shit. First we took the buffalo wing and put the lemon pepper on it, and we took rap, bro. I'm sorry, we just had to do it to y'all. Like, that's just what we do in Atlanta, man. We find some shit and we figure out how to do it our way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. So, hey, I mean, that's what's going on.
That's lit. So, who are some artists that you like that are coming up in Atlanta right now?
Number one artist out of Atlanta right now, Rio Recognize Rio. He is the hardest out the city. It's not even up for debate. Debate with your homeboys about it. I ain't doing it with you, because he is the hardest. He is the hardest bar for bar in the city right now. Another artist, Infamous. This man's got some of the craziest bars and range to himself too. He can sing country. He can just like on some drill rap shit, like whatever. Like, and his vocabulary is insane. This man will be talking about things that you would not imagine. Like he just has such an incredible mind and vocabulary too. He's super hard. BHM Peasy, he's another one. He's been going crazy in the city. He's been going crazy. I fuck with Peasy. I mean, I could talk for days about all the fire-ass artists in the city. Surf is another artist. He's going crazy on TikTok right now. That's my brother. I mean, like I say, I don't want to leave anybody out, man. Don't be mad at me if I didn't say you, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
we got you next time. Don't worry.
There's so we can do a whole episode on who's going crazy in Atlanta right now. But there's so many artists and producers, and I just feel blessed as a old ass unk to be in the room with so many nephews who like continually inspire me. And you know what I'm saying? Just to like, the city's just inspirational. It's like we just, every time you think we're done, a whole new wave comes out, and there's a whole new cast, and there's then even still like right now, what's going on right now, you got folks like Roscoe Dash and Travis Porter and Jay Money and Young Lay, like all of them are coming back. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of times when somebody's 30, 40 something years old, you ain't want to hear them rap anymore. Like, man, hang that shit the fuck up. But like, it's cool because now it's coming back, and it's not like, I don't know, it just feels good. It feels like natural. It doesn't feel like when you see Unk trying to do some young shit. You know what I'm saying?
It don't feel out of touch.
It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like they're out of, and like they're disconnected. It feels like, nah, this shit was the blueprint. You know, Rich Kids, Schoolie's having his moment right now too, and it's like folks who like maybe necessarily didn't get all the flowers they deserved back then, now they got another chance to get their flowers and pop back out. And I just love that for the city, because like, you know, you got them sampling OJ the Juice Man, you know what I'm saying? And then they bring him out for the video, you know, and I just love shit like that, because it's like they're paying homage, they're paying respect to the people who like built the sound, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, man, Atlanta we can't lose, man. Y'all can hate all y'all want from the outside, but we're going crazy. We ain't gonna stop anytime soon.
Okay. So like, let me ask you this: what's being where you are right now? Where do you think, or I'm sorry, not what do you think, but what is some advice that you would have given your past self?
Man, I don't overthink it. That's the biggest thing. I'll say this: I spent my whole life trying to figure out how to brand myself, I guess, in a way. Not really, like, I ain't even trying to say it like that, but it's always a question like, how do I push this? Like, how do I, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I show of myself? What is Mayhem, basically? What defines me? Like, how do I define myself? I still don't really know necessarily how I'll put that into words, but I know that it's a culmination of everything that I love. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of points in my career where like I've been obsessed with Japan my whole life. Like ever since I saw Godzilla as like a single digit child, you know what I'm saying? I was obsessed with that. I was obsessed with anime once I found that. I love sushi, ramen, all Japanese food. I love everything about Japan. But like, I was reluctant to fold that into my brand because I felt like there was a disconnect. But now looking back, I realized that like our quirks and our like things that we think people might not fuck with, that's the shit that makes us, that's the line in the sand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference between a McConan and and a McClonan. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many artists that just like, and there's no shade on y'all if you're, because everybody does it. I do it. Everybody does it.
I've done it.
We look to our inspirations and we want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? So we glean all this stuff off of them, and we, not inadvertently, end up sounding, doing, saying things, moving like them, right? And there's nothing wrong with being inspired. But the line in the sand is when like, yeah, I'm inspired, but I did it my way. You know what I'm saying? I took what y'all are doing or what's trending or whatever's happening, and I did it my way. So that's like my biggest advice is like, don't be afraid to do it your way, because fitting in, if you like chrome hearts, okay, rock chrome hearts till you're blue in the face. But if you're putting on chrome hearts just to get along with everybody else and look like everybody else, that's a dub. Because standing out, looking different, that's what made Cardi at a point. You know what I'm saying? The fashion, the sound. If 10 years ago you were in the studio and someone tried to loop their hook and just say 2 words over and over again, that you would look, the engineer, the producer, the label, everyone would have looked cross-eyed at you. But he did it his way. He did what he wanted to hear on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's hats off to him, because that's why there's a whole wave of Cardi clones right now. Yeah. But what I feel like they're missing though, is it's not about cloning Cardi's sound, look, aesthetic, all that. It's about cloning the essence of him, the aura of him, that I'm going to do what I like regardless. If y'all like what you like, just like that, like be into that. Like, man, what would Young Dro be without Polo? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously he's an incredible artist. That man could out-rap 99.99% of artists.
It's the culmination of everything. So it's like who are you completely? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just be a piece of yourself, and don't hide part of yourself just to fit in. Like, you want to come as fully you. And I noticed you said quirks earlier, so you probably be watching My Hero Academia. So.
I might have seen a little bit. I don't really know that one though. That's like a newer anime. I'm Unk, so like I watch like Ninja Scroll and fucking Tenchi Muyo and like Ranma and shit like that. Like
but I was gonna say, like the concept of like anime is always like the hero in the struggle, to get to where they get into becoming the development. And I noticed that a lot of artists, a lot of creatives gravitate towards anime because the story they basically living out their own story. And the people that don't give up, they become who they are to become. And I just find it funny how we all kind of gravitate to that kind of entertainment, to kind of watch these people like thrive and overcome adversity to truly, you know, come out on the end that rolls out of the concrete, you know. So
no, it's like the hero's journey, I think it's called. It's like a thing in film and story writing that it's like the hero's journey, and you have like the person has to like be down bad and seem like the odds are impossible against them, and then they overcome it, you know what I'm saying? And they have these different things. Like, if y'all haven't looked that up, like the hero's journey, like that's something to look up, because it's something that once I found out about it, it was something I was already doing, but once I knew it was a thing, I really folded it into what I wrote with my music. I wanted my music to tell a story, you know what I'm saying? And all of us like say that, but like how do all of us do that? It's something different. Like, you can do it sonically, so I might start off the song dark and end the song light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might be sad and end off happy. Or it might go from sad to happy back to sad. You know what I'm saying? Or my happy, whatever. Like, but I like doing stuff like that. Now I will say that like that stuff was overly complicated. Like it became something that like, it's like, how do I like top this now? Like, I've made like songs that have like 3-4 beat switches in them, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, how many beat switches is going to be enough? I got to do 5 now. I got to do 10. Like,
no, I think
because at a point you're just doing too much, you know what I'm saying? So it's balance, like anything.
It is
moderation.
Balance.
Like,
Balance.
you got to moderate what you're doing. But I just feel like I say, as far as the advice I would give my old self, like, man, just do you, like, authentically do you. Like, it's cool if you like what everybody else is liking. That doesn't make you a clone. That doesn't make you anything wrong. But you know there's something in you that is just you. And I feel like doubling down on that, that's everything. So like what's happening right now with music is a real Atlanta throwback revival. And for me, it's my golden era. You know what I'm saying? Like that 2012 sound, like from, I don't know, the trap shit to like even like the more popular Drake kind of shit like that. Like, I just see these old sounds coming back, and it's like, it just feels like it's my time to like pop my thing, but then update it, you know what I'm saying? Like, my take on how it sounds, and I feel like I've been seeing some good success behind doubling down on who I am and not even worrying about like the perception of it at all. Like, I'm knowing that like what I do is fine, and I don't need that external validation. But I'm not gonna lie, when people get on my shit and start saying, bro, you're hard, you're this and that, like, it just puts a whole new battery in my back. And so I'm real grateful for like the TikTok community and like just getting on there and being able to have a new platform to be able to like just express myself and show what I can do and share that, and hopefully inspire other people to kind of do that too. Like, if you're sitting on 100 beats, fuck you doing with them sitting on your hard drive? Like, they need to get out there. Like, and if you can cook for real and you're cooking every day, even if you're just learning, like, share that with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Die empty. Die empty.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to keep all this shit in.
Okay, man. Well, what we gonna do? We gonna drop your all your links below. But shout out your TikTok handle. Shout out your Instagram handle.
My TikTok, Instagram is the same. It's Mayhem, Mayhem SLR, like the camera. But yeah, Mayhem SLR. Follow me on all the platforms. Tap in. You need beats. You need an engineer. You need a big homie. You need an unk. You know what I'm saying? All my nephews and nieces out there, tap in with unk.
I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Thank you, November.